how to get your extensions higher. I get lots of messages on like Instagram and Facebook because Bolshoi Academy is known for having like great extensions, and I get many students asking like, oh, I have the flexibility but I can't get my leg up, or oh, I struggle getting my splits because I'm so tight in my muscles and I try every day. So I have created this video to try and answer those questions, as well as give you tips on how to improve your extensions. The first step, of course, to any extension, whether front, side, or back, is having the flexibility, the actual mobility range in your body to be able to do it. Because if you don't have that, then you won't get that height. Then, of course, flexibility alone will not get you to hold the extension. Therefore, you also have to have the strength, which is step 2, to be able to hold that height of the leg. So I not only recommend doing stretches, of course, like splits, over splits, frog, anything that opens up the body, but also exercises that teach you how to use the right muscles to hold the leg up. Like the hamstrings, that's the biggest thing. Many people grip the quads when trying to lift their legs up, and that is the wrong muscle to use. You need to use hamstrings, turnout, even the gluteals a bit, inner thighs, basically anything but the quads. And so I will show you some exercises that I do at the bar that helps me teach my muscles, teach the right muscles to work when doing extensions. And then I will also show some stretches that I do in order to improve the mobility range.
Find the lovers at the bar is where I go. Me and my friends at the table doing shots, tripping fast, and then we talk slow. Come over and start up a conversation with just me, and trust me, I'll give it a chance. Down to my hands, stop and the man on the jukebox, and then we start to dance. And I'm singing like, girl, you know I want your love. Your love was handmade for somebody like me. Come on now, follow my lead. I may be crazy, don't mind me. Say, boy, let's not talk too much. Grab on my waist and put that body on me. I'm coming now, follow my lead. I'm coming now, follow my lead. I'm in love with the shape of you. Push and pull like a magnet do. Although my heart is falling too. I'm in love with your body. Last night you were in my room, and now my bedsheets smell like you. Every lady's covering something brand new. I'm in love with your body. 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 Every lady's covering something brand new. I'm in love with the shape of you.
exercises I do to improve my extensions before class or after class include a lot of actually practicing the extensions, but with assistance. So for example, I might use a gainer band, or there's also the flexi stretcher, which I recommend better, but it's quite expensive, though it is much better on the shoulders, I find. I will do things like wrap it around for arabesque and then pull it, and making sure that it's right behind you and stretching the knee, and then maybe doing like penchés and then lifting up, as well as maybe wrapping it around your shoulder and then holding it a la seconde or devant. That's not any of my favorite things to do, but I still do it. Then every morning, majority of us in class usually do shouldering the leg, where you do it first forward, devant en plié and unstretched. A la seconde. And then letting go and holding it, and making sure that you use this muscle while also pulling up here rather than sitting in. You pull up and use the turnout. As soon as you sit in, the leg starts to go forward, and as soon as you pull up, you use your turnout, as well as devant, of course. Holding it, letting go. And then also making sure when you do your a la seconde, many people when they do their écarté, they cheat and they have it forward rather than right beside them. So you also want to practice it like this, sideways to the bar, so that you know it's right next to you. Another really good exercise that I recommend for extensions, it's very hard to demonstrate here, but practicing using a bar, where maybe you put your leg on the bar, and then you practice engaging the turnout in the hamstring underneath, and as well as the inner thighs, and not the quad, to lift and then put down. Lift and then put down. As well as devant and arabesque. Lifting and then putting down. Another tip when actually doing the extensions is also helping with visualization. That's also really important. When lifting, especially in a la seconde, you don't want to think about lifting from this part of the leg. You want to think as though you're lifting from underneath. So you want to get, before you even start extending, many people start to extend here and then try to pull it up, and it actually grips a lot the hip flexors. You want to think of bringing the leg first, the knee, as close as possible to your body, and then extending it, rather than trying like even I can't. It's quite tense, and extension should be light and easy. Many people, when they work on their extensions, they focus so much on the working leg that they forget about the standing leg, and then therefore they sit in the hip and try so hard to bring the leg up, but then they don't realize that they're limiting their turnout in their standing leg, because as soon as you sit in the hip, your knee starts to turn parallel, and it also limits the extension in the working leg, because then it starts to tense up to make up for the lack of work in your standing leg. So now we have a student from the Bolshoi Academy that will help demonstrate the difference. So if you could do